For 33 years, a family has waited for answers in the murder of their loved one. Now, a new GBI unit hopes to move the case forward by trying to look into the mind of her killer. Tonight, Raymond Tubb shares never-before-released evidence and looks into the hunt for Kirsten Davis's killer.
On July 3, 1991, recent Berry College grad Kirsten Davis left Rome in her trusty Subaru, traveling through central Georgia to see a friend in Vidalia. She never made it. 33 years later, her mom, Barbara, still clearly remembers her husband taking the call.
Put his hand over the phone and he said, "Kirsten has been killed." And I said, "Oh, no, my first reaction was, we needed more time. We needed more time together. I wasn't ready for this to be the last or the end."
As Kirsten crossed the Highway 297 bridge into Toombs County, someone shot her. These never-before-released evidence photos show the spot where her car came to rest, a few hundred yards from where she got shot. First responders had flipped it back upright by the time the photos were taken. Two people passing by about a half an hour after it happened at 1:30 a.m. stopped at this now-closed convenience store to call for help. The case faced hurdles from the start.
The only thing that elevated her risk slightly would be traveling on a rural highway that's dark, alone, in early in the morning hours.
Setting out on her own from her mom and dad, an older brother and twin brother back in Boulder, Colorado, Kirsten wanted to be a teacher. And with her brand new diploma, she was eager to start her new teaching job and see a dream that she'd held since high school come true.
She said, "Mama, if I could get one or two kids out of each class that I teach to go to college, I would be so excited. It would be so wonderful."
A dream unfulfilled.
This spray-painted arrow marks the exact spot where Kirsten's car ran off the road before flipping up against this embankment and overturning. Not much has changed in this rural area over 33 years, but that kind of time can take a big toll on an investigation.
That's where Special Agents Jamie Abercrombie, Logan Holland, and the GBI Cold Case Squad come in. They take a fresh look at old cases like Kirsten's, and as trained criminal profilers, try to look inside the mind of the killer.
With profiling, we tend to look at the behavior of the offender, not just what actually happened, but studying why the offender chose this particular victim and why they committed this particular crime.
There's a variety of different behaviors that somebody could exhibit after committing a crime like this. It could be increased use of drugs or alcohol. It could be a quick move where all of a sudden they leave town and they try to separate themselves from the area where this occurred.
If you were around Vidalia at the time of Kirsten's death, think back. Even the smallest, most insignificant seeming detail could crack the case.
If you know somebody or heard of somebody that may have made some inappropriate comments about this case, something that seemed unusual, that stuck in somebody's mind, please relay that information.
It's been 33 years, and we are still working to try to find some type of resolution. We want this case solved, and we are spending time and effort and resources in attempting to do that so that hopefully we can bring justice to Kirsten and her family.
Including a mom still waiting for answers.
People often have said to me, "We have such good memories of her." Yes, I do, but we haven't made any new memories for 33 years.
413 WMAZ News, I'm Raymond Tubb.
Now, because of her love of Georgia, Kirsten's family had her buried here, and a few years after her death, her parents settled in North Georgia. Her dad died a few years ago, but her mom is still hopeful she will get answers. Again, if you were around Vidalia, Swainsboro, or one of the surrounding towns around July of 1990 and heard anything unusual or possibly tied to the case, call in your tip to the GBI at 800-597-8477. There is up to a $10,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest or solves the case. More importantly, it can bring answers to Kirsten's family. And for more about the Cold Case Squad and family pictures of Kirsten and her family, find this story on 13WMAZ.com.